Welcome to Rolls of Redemption, where we redeem your Monday one roll at a time. Grab your snack, grab your drink of choice, and let's get some rolling. At one point today, I was just like, I should do this in an Irish accent for St. Patty's Day, and I was like, also, that's a stupid idea because I would not be able
The
to do that.
only
That's
Irish
already a
accent I can
mouthful.
really do, the only one I can really do is Claire, is Dairy Girls. I can do that one really good.
Show.
I would be very
Michelle.
concerned that Ada and Diana would start adopting Irish accents again.
Again?
I really thought that the end of that sentence was going to be the leprechaun from Lucky Charms. Was definitely what I thought the end of that sentence was going to
No,
be.
but I did wear my lucky Nat 20 green sweatshirt, and I am in fact Irish. So
I am not Irish, but this is a dark green. It looks black on this camera, but it is a leaf
This is
shirt.
this is technically blue, and I'm fairly
It
sure I
looks
am not
good on the
Irish,
camera, so.
despite the
No, but
fact
you're not
despite the fact that my father is convinced my grandmother is 100% Irish. She's definitely
I
not.
don't believe anything about whatever you say, German boy.
Very German.
This is green too, except that my entire camera is like color shifted 20 degrees. Weird.
Robert
Right.
is English, allegedly, and I refuse to see him in green because fuck those colonizers. So
Sorry, I wore red today because I
you're not.
forgot. And
Was it a red coat?
Anyway.
Apparently, the kids at middle school run around pinching people who don't wear green. I think it's just an excuse to be
Yes.
middle schoolers.
Yes.
yes, absolutely.
The best was when I
Like,
worked at a Dutch school and they had no idea that it even was St. Patrick's Day and why I was wearing green. And then that's when they realized, you're not Dutch? I was like, no. So,
Very
yeah,
low.
some people celebrate in different ways.
And middle schoolers are weird.
That will be forever the thing till the end of time. As long as there's middle school.
Yeah.
They will be weird. All right. So what was our recap?
Alrighty. So, the party successfully managed to save at least one goat from the raider camp. In the process, learning that the raiders were following one named the Godless One. Not a god, I don't think. Could be a god. I don't know. Nathan doesn't know. Phineas definitely doesn't know. Whether this was of their own volition or the result of brainwashing is undecided at the moment. Now they've set out for a fort in the Fjorginus. That's terrible. I don't know what it is, but that's as close as I got. Mountains.
I'm good
I
with
feel
it.
like this is in character.
Intent on avoiding conflict with Idra or Marcia. Yeah, Phineas has read about this, but like the books don't usually come with pronunciation guides.
Wait, you mean
It's
you
always a
don't have
struggle.
audiobooks?
Oh, burn. Sick
Oh,
burn.
that would be a really good invention.
I mean, he's already signing while he talks, so the man does come with subtitles.
No, it's like, I can read so much faster than I can listen, honestly. It would probably just slow me down, if we're being
According
honest.
to Diana, he's the hand-waving wizard.
The hand waving wizard.
This is doing a lot with his hands.
Hal has heard of people, talking with their hands. He's just never seen it in that specific way.
Quite as prolific.
Janine, I don't know what you've got going on with your background blur, but every time you move that hand, it is magic.
Ooh, yeah, it
It
is.
is a reflection of the window sparkle light.
This is the back door.
I like the window.
It's fantastic.
A blurred background can't stop me from knowing exactly where you are in the house.
In my dining room.
Okay.
All right. Do we want to give any sort of recap from the overnight roleplay, or are we going to leave that for people to have to go read?
Yeah, I can give a recap of that.
Yeah, give us a recap from Ada's perspective.
From Ada's perspective, Hal
I talked to Hal.
doesn't suck. Hal's nice, but also has a power that he is not telling us about, and that makes me nervous. Because I just don't know what it is. So he's nice, but I'm cautious.
Hal's perspective of the conversation. He has a lot of respect for Ada because she has been living out in the open with her flaws, and he's terrified of his. Plus, I mean, where he grew up, he could have been killed for his flaws. But, you know, that
Yeah.
traumatizes you a little bit.
What? Really?
It definitely adds a little spice to things.
But
I did.
But I will say,
did love. Yes.
I will say the only reason that Hal admitted it to Ada is, like I said during the RP, in his mental thoughts, Ada, from his perspective, is probably the only person in the world who could possibly understand. And so her perspective gave him a lot to think about.
I will say her line of burying it is not the same as self-control is put that one in your book of wisdom, Hal. There
I
you go.
will. I'm going to put burying it is not the same as self-control, Ada. Wolf woman.
Wolf woman. So yeah, it's a good conversation.
Yeah, and then Diana found
had a great
another
time.
goat.
And Diana found another goat.
And another goat.
Yeah, so much food now, guys.
I
And
know.
Phineas is awake. Apparently a morning person today, which is uncommon.
I woke up
That was a
Mr.
solid
Wizard.
perception check.
Because
Woke up ready to wizard.
I think this was just in like Kat and I's like session 0.5 or whatever. Is like she tried to wake me up for watch and Phineas rolled over like 5 more minutes.
I love that.
That was the
Phineas-
last interaction with him on watch, and so I was like, oh, he's
Phineas
actually
and
waking up.
Diana are like really bad at doing watches. We're just like, no, sleep is good.
Yeah, we get put on watch together. Great decisions were made by
Yeah.
That Ada
some fun
just is not a
conversations
morning
about-
person. She's
We'll have some fun conversations about our betrothals next time we'll watch together.
There it is. Just have some great role play here in the future.
Yeah.
I do love all these characters.
I love how they're getting to know each other. It's very fun. So, all right. You all are able to break camp. I guess the one thing I want to know is how many living goats do you have at this point?
One.
I was
I
assuming
killed.
one, yeah.
You killed the other one. Okay, so Not Small is dead.
Yes.
We butchered that one and wrapped it up in whatever we had. I don't know. Or smoked it over the fire. We had a
that
fire,
sounds like a very good idea.
smoked
That is
it
what we
to
did.
preserve it.
Slow
Uh-huh.
roasted.
Make
All right, so
strips.
you've got goat jerky.
Goat jerky. We have
Oh.
goat jerky now. And a living goat. And everyone had at least one glass of milk before said goat perished. No.
I
The
wonder if
goats
we
keep on flying.
could we pickle the goat meat?
You can pickle meat, yes.
Great. I think somehow we should pickle that.
I don't think we have the ingredients to pickle
Damn
goat.
it.
Who's volunteering to eat the goat liver and goat tongue and all that good stuff?
Janine, I think your sound might be echoing for me.
Echoing.
And me.
Not,
What do you want me to do about it?
Try again.
I would just
Try
double
again.
check that your headphones are the mic and the speaker. Like, is the sound coming through your headphones? Interesting. That shouldn't happen.
Very perplexing. Well, she muted and it
Yeah.
stopped.
Okay. Now we know.
I don't know.
And she's back.
Feel like the week?
Is it me?
I don't know if anyone at home is actually listening, so
I don't know.
we can't ask the chat.
I know. The chat is remarkably empty.
Very sleepy this Monday. Everyone is out drinking for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah. Well, we
That's-
are having more
That's
fun.
what it is. We are. Speaking of more fun, I did just drop an image in the stream chat spoilers, so you are welcome to take a peek at that. I know you've seen it before. When I showed it to you last, that was the view of the sunset coming down the path. So At this point, the path has not moved, but the sun is now behind you as it rises. You have your fresh goat milk, goat jerky, and you are welcome to scavenge this untamed forest. You are now well away from all of the nearby settlements, and it doesn't seem like this is a very commonly traversed path, let alone scavenged woods. So, should you at any time feel like you want to go picking food, that's something you can work on or work towards mastering.
Hmm.
So, throwing that out there to the winds. Anything else from the group before you officially break camp and start marching along?
I don't think from me. So anyone else might have something they want to do. I'm ready to keep going.
No, I think I decided that Phineas was working on some more perfume for Ray with his alchemist supplies proficiency, but
I mean, I'm telling everyone, there's another goat. I don't know if it's sick or it's damaged, but we have another one. Do we want to keep it, or?
I mean,
I
we
mean,
might as well. This one will only last so long.
Right.
then it's not like we're
Yeah, you got
walking fast. The goat can keep up.
guess the question is slaughtering now or later.
Since I'm the one slaughtering it, I have no problem doing it now or later, but it would probably make more sense to do it later since we have meat now.
Right.
Okay.
We have
Alright.
goats.
Seems
Just
logical.
judgment.
Did you name this one, Daya?
Not yet. This one just came out of the bushes last night. The other one, not well. I thought it was funny because it was
That
like,
was funny. Yes, yeah.
this one, I don't know.
Bush goat is its name.
Shrub. His name is Shrub.
It's George
Or Shrub.
W.
Shrub.
George W. I like George.
George W. Shrub.
George W. Shrub.
Sorry, is it George W or George H.W.?
It's George W. Just W. Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't understand why we're adding so many extra letters. One letter is fine.
We could also perhaps call it Al if we wanted to. Gore. I don't know. Like.
That seems
Or-
very on
That's
the
too
nose.
confusing because we have Al and we can't have Al, and so George W. Shrub is good.
George W.
Have
Shrub.
horns to gore you, right?
Yeah, he created the internet. George W. That'll be it.
What is the internet? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Why am I like this as a person?
I assumed it was a wolf thing. Apparently not.
Anyway, so okay, let's go, Shrub. GW Shrub.
Put a rope around its neck.
There it is.
CW shrub.
I forgot what I was doing.
I win.
You're welcome.
You win. You win D&D again.
Derailed the DM.
Yeah. So you start trucking along. Who is in front? Phineas, are you staying in the lead? And now that you have a path,
Since I know where I'm going, yeah.
I
All right.
will keep an
This will
eye.
backfire eventually.
I'll keep an eye on the wizard.
Hal will stay happily in the middle and playing his viol.
Oh my god! Right behind me.
Always.
I really.
Have we woken up Ray? Ray, where's Ray?
Yeah. What happened to our lizard?
What is this?
Ray will be following up the rear, making sure the goat does not get lost.
Right.
Excellent. Okay, just making
We
sure.
didn't leave Ray
Yeah.
Make
behind.
sure it didn't disappear in the middle of the night.
Hand wave the rope to the goat. This is George W. Shrub. Take good care. Okay.
Goodbye. just somebody inform Kat later on that she is now
The
the
goat
Goat
guardian
keeper.
herder.
of George
goat herder.
W. Shrub the goat. The bush goat.
Louis has ruined
I
me for
know.
certain
I keep
places.
thinking.
So, thank you. Thank you. Following down the path, the flowers have sprung up. So at nighttime, they tend to seem to go to sleep. But as the sun rises and wakens, and the mist kind of leaves, just a soft dew on all of the ground around here, you see there's probably 20, maybe different types of flowers. Things growing out of trees, things growing on the ground, everything from bushes to shrubs to long-stemmed floral, beautiful things to some really kind of ugly, weedy-looking things.
Can I pick?
All of it's wild.
Can I pick pretty ones?
You most certainly may.
Thanks.
What would Ada consider a pretty flower?
Anything that was white or yellow that looks like pretty and sunshiny.
All right. You get 3 flowers that are white and yellow. You have a bundle of these flowers.
And just as we're walking, I'll kind of braid them together, making like a little flower crown that eventually I'll just pop on Diana's head.
Nice.
Diana's gonna pick one flower, and then she's going to put it behind Hal's ear as a little throwback to their one bed situation.
Is there a particular color that you are looking for?
Probably red.
All right. There's tons of these red flowers.
Yellow would just
Um,
get lost in his hair with this
It's true.
golden hair. Red is
Red would be high contrast for him.
He looks better in
So
red.
Hal, you now have the sleepy red flower tucked behind your ear.
Don't sniff it. Just
But it's safe.
yeah, just don't take a big sniff. Just
Okay,
keep it in there.
I can do that.
Okay.
All right. 2-3 hours pass as you make your way through these woods. There's a couple of times where you lose the trail and have to kind of fan out just a little bit till you're able to pick it up, just because it's so rarely used by anything other than the forest creatures. But it's also used enough that you can always find it again. Probably about a half an hour away from where Phineas starts to say we should be seeing the fort. I need everyone to make me a vibe check.
I don't think Ada is as good as reading vibes as Atreus was.
Let's throw down some insight and see what we've got going on today.
Oh shoot.
Hal got a 9.
Uh,
He's just vibing with
8.
his music.
Ada got a 7. She's so angry at Hal's music.
Diana got a 14.
Wait, but you don't even know how good he's playing. Hold on, let me roll that real quick.
There's not enough drums.
He got a
Sounds like
23.
nothing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, never mind. Then Ada is distracted because she's like, oh,
Oh my god.
okay. It's not bad,
She's trying to
She's, like,
pretend like
very-
she doesn't like it.
but she's
Well-
definitely kind of swaying to it a little bit.
Also, I
So-
need my presents for the day, but we can do that after.
Yes, you do. Phineas, you look at Ray, and you see her face, and it's a little bit dour. Something seems to kind of like be weighing upon her. Diana, whatever it is also weighing on you. There's a feeling in the air. There's a heaviness. All the flowers are still blooming. All the sun is still shining. It's almost midday at this point, but there's just maybe it's an air of mischief. Maybe it's an air of death. You're not quite. You can't put your finger on it, but at this point, it's just a feeling of unease.
Gonna tap Ada on the shoulder. I don't like it here. Something feels wrong.
Like the woods? You love the woods. I don't.
Come on.
Is it the
Something-
flowers? I'll take the flower crown. I'm sorry if that made you feel weird. Are they magic?
No, that's
No.
not it. Just
And you said something seems wrong with the
Something-
ray to me.
She looks a little subdued. You can tell by her face that she and Diana seem to be on the same wavelength of something's not right.
Can I
here.
make a perception check to kind of look around?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
You can make a perception check. If you're going to stop and look around and really take your time, I'll accept an investigation check. If you're looking for something specific that survival makes more sense, that could work too.
Can I also perceive what's the weird vibe?
That was an
Sure.
8. So, because I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 22.
Wow, bitch.
I told you something feels wrong.
Okay. What is it that is wrong?
I'm waiting to see. Did anyone else roll?
Hal will stop playing, but he's just like, what's going on? Because everyone looks concerned and he doesn't understand.
Yeah, I don't think Phineas is going to make a concerted perception check.
Janine, I just sent you something that I need you to take a hot moment and view for me.
I'm gonna mute myself so I don't react.
That's a good call.
As I sit here and intently watch her face.
Samesies.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh.
How bad is this?
I have
I'm
concerns.
so glad you muted.
Okay. Is this what I'm seeing, or is this the vibe?
This is what you actually see.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
About 100 feet to the north. For whatever reason, everyone's looking around and no one else seems to see this. And your eye trains on this grave mound, and it. You look around and you realize in this area, in the distance, there are multiple mounds where there are little markings. Some have rocks on them, some have other things, and what you see is extremely bizarre and disconcerting.
Should I describe what I see?
Or would you
You
like
could
us
get
to
them a
get a spot?
box.
Thank you.
I don't think that'll help Hal.
You do you.
Already.
Not to ruin the moment, but this criminal just tried to climb the curtains. Like, ran up to the top of the cat tree, looked at the curtains as like, and immediately crashed to the bottom of the floor from like
Crime doesn't
10,
pay, bud.
10, 11 feet up.
You
So
say
stupid.
criminal, it says extended obstacle.
Parkour. Spartan race, kitty.
Oh man,
It's-
it's got some training to do then
It's
because that
trying
was
to level
bad.
up.
It was
Okay.
bad catting.
That's how I would do it, okay? Like,
Look, you get extra points for failing.
you get
Sometimes.
points for try. You get credit for trying.
Anyway,
What are we seeing, Diana? What do your half-elf eyes see?
Um, there are some turkeys. The turkeys are circling that gravestone. Yep, that's what I see.
I didn't realize you meant literally, Rob.
I asked if it was this is what I saw or is that the vibe? No. It's just turkeys. It's just going around and
11 turkeys
around.
sneaking up on me.
Hal's just going to look at her
Phineas like
very
takes off.
seriously. What is a turkey?
Those birds
Do I
Big.
see them?
over there.
Angry birds.
Large birds.
Do I see them, or do I need to make a perception check?
You need to make a perception check.
Oh no.
Phineas like takes off his glasses, like rubs them, like cleans them off with his
Nat
shirt
20.
or with his cloak,
Wow. Nice.
and like looks the direction she pointed.
Turkeys. No? Do you have another name for the
So I
birds?
see the turkeys.
You see 3 turkeys doing a merry-go-round at full tilt around this one particular
They're carving a
grave
path
mound.
around this grave.
I have
Did-
never seen a
look at
bird
the
that looks
dirt.
like that. Do they normally do that?
That's a turkey.
Is that like a turkey
No.
thing?
I wonder if,
No.
what did this person do to make the turkeys so angry?
Or happy? Maybe they liked them.
No, clearly they are being cursed by the turkeys. That's definitely a curse dance.
Do curses come with
They-
turkeys
the
often?
No.
Sometimes, once a year, we all gather together and we eat turkeys. And
Oh.
normally,
No wonder the
normally
turkeys don't
ends-
like you.
it normally ends with people shouting at each other.
I mean, there's usually a ceremony to ceremonially pardon one turkey so
yes.
that the rest of them aren't mad at you.
I'm fairly certain
I don't-
Daya took one into her room at one point to try to save it.
I don't think it's working. The pardoning.
No, their
How
crimes
long do I
are
spend
heinous.
here? Long enough for me to. How long shall? Something's wrong. Do I want to spend 10 minutes, or should I use one of my spell slots for the day?
Yeah, I really want
Because-
somebody to speak to the turkeys.
They're
well, I
100
can't
feet
do
away.
that.
They are not close. They do
can-
not seem to
I-
have noticed you.
I can see it
Perhaps-
far away.
Perhaps
They
we
are
should
delicious,
just,
though. If you want to catch them.
but only with gravy.
So what you're saying is, if I start doing detect magic now, by the time we get there,
At your speed?
no, I'll
Absolutely.
only have had like 3
Do
rounds.
they taste like chicken?
The slow one.
Ooh, do they
Yeah,
lay
they're
eggs?
like-
Yes.
I do like eggs.
Yes, they do. They're like big chickens, very big chickens, the little angry chickens.
Angry,
Angry
very, very
chickens.
angry chickens.
Angry.
Okay. Like emus?
You know, when a chick. No, what?
What?
You don't know what emus are?
What
They're
does it?
very tall birds.
Emo. Tall birds?
Oh yes, they're
Are
very
they
aggressive.
sad?
But they lay
Ah.
big eggs.
Do they chime in? Haven't you people ever heard of?
Yeah.
No?
Closing a door? Yeah.
It's fascinating how many
Chemical
kinds of
work.
birds there are.
I have literally no care for birds.
Well,
They
I
don't
would
have
not
mind
hands, and I
some
don't
eggs.
trust them.
Oh. Well, at your slow pace, we could probably detect the magic slowly. You're not very fast, so.
I-
Basically, do I want to spend 10 minutes? Because we can spend 10 minutes here.
No, I want to avoid the angry birds
Let's move right along.
because that is very strange what I am seeing, and I don't like it.
Do we have to go through the graveyard, or can we go? Okay. Well, we have a goat. We don't need birds. I think we're okay.
okay. Hal's not
Diana.
super bothered.
Can you
What?
do you want? Can I? Can you turn
You
into
want-
something that has like hands, like a squirrel, so you can get an egg or something for the?
I didn't see eggs.
I don't need
They're just
eggs
walking
that
around
bad.
the grave.
I can get them when we get to
I just-
Corinthia, I'm sure.
I'm sure you can, and it's
They're
not like
very
I don't
expensive.
I don't care, but it would be nice.
Now I need to know what's going on here. So Phineas casts detect magic, and he
Alright.
walks over towards the
Because if
turkeys.
we
He's
get
like,
closer, then we
I
can
have
see
to
if they're
know.
eggs, but
I
there's no
just have to
guarantee
know.
that they're
There's something
eggs.
wrong.
All right.
This is spooky.
The party
are you-
almost misses the plot hook.
I'm going to use a spell slot to do it since
Alright.
people don't seem
Perfect.
inclined to wait here for too long.
So my first question is for Nathan, not Phineas. Did you see the video that I posted in the player chat?
It is important.
No. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give
I'm
you a
looking.
moment for this.
Hold, please.
Rob sent me this earlier in the day, and he said maybe a spoiler. I was like, oh, all right, maybe it's just like a theme. And I saw it, and I was like, that's weird. There's no way we're like doing that.
That's terrifying.
And here we are.
See, magic explains this. Magic doesn't explain that. That's the problem here.
Also,
That's
side note, do you
interesting.
know how hard it's been for me to hold on to that for days and not send it to any of you guys?
Well done, Rob.
That's like a month. That's over a month old. How long have you been sitting on this turkey plot hook?
But also, you are right,
The
Nate.
turkey
You
plot.
are right, Nate, that it is much more disturbing in real life than it is in D&D.
It's so much scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I saw that in real life, I'd be like, no, absolutely not. We out.
Those are some broad turkeys, and they
No.
Even if they
are,
have eggs,
like,
I don't want them.
casting kind of spell. I don't want those eggs.
Okay, I've just come up with an explanation. They're all following the leader, and none of them realize it.
Correct.
That's the
Probably
that's the
actually what is
explanation in
happening.
real life. Is like, oh yeah, I'm following him, and yeah, I'm following
don't
him, and I'm
know.
following him.
I think whoever that Harris guy is definitely was like a turkey hunter, and they are rejoicing over his grave.
They're casting some sort of like, lock him in. He cannot rise again.
They're casting like a hallowed ground.
Yeah.
Hallow.
Putting it in the stream chat with spoilers.
Oh, they've
in
got
case
little
anyone is
even
watching.
keepies. Even keepies
Cleric-
on their
cleric
feet.
turkeys.
They're just cleric turkeys. Wow. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Today's
Oh,
St. Patrick's
everyone-
Day, by the way.
Bless.
It's the
That's
Irish
what I mean.
Thanksgiving.
As Phineas takes the lead, walking through the woods with his spellbook out, leaving the path and traipsing through the red flowers, he starts to get closer and closer to this clearing full of mounds, and he starts to realize that there's probably 30 of these grave markers.
Do they all have turkeys?
Only one has turkeys, but all of them are marked in a variety of ways. Some have little wooden pieces that have long since rotted away. Some have little piles of stones. Some have larger things that probably had names written on it a couple centuries prior, but this is definitely bizarre. And as you get very close to the edge of this clearing, you can see off in the distance to your west the remnants of the fort you've been looking for. It's not here, it's there. If you had a longbow, you might be able to hit it. But it seems that this is a graveyard nearby, but separated out from the fort itself.
Hi, hey, it's the fort. We were going this way the whole time. Graves. What are the turkeys giving off? Are they giving off an aura?
Are you getting
Of any
close enough to
sort?
get them in your?
Sure am.
All right. The moment your foot breaks the forest edge and steps onto the more like grassy plain here, where there is just grass, all of the flowers are in the forest, and there are no flowers here. All three turkeys simultaneously turn to you, look at you, twist their head, and vanish.
Oh,
For a hot moment,
They don't.
They don't normally do that.
No.
for a moment, a very brief moment, you saw them as enchantment, and then conjuration magic, and now there's nothing.
Enchantment, conjuration, but the magic doesn't work without someone to cast the magic. So, or maybe so there could be someone around here, or somebody could have set this up for some. I'm going to say inexplicable reason because I don't have an explanation. But why would they disappear once we got closer? Like, if they're just some sort of an illusion. Well, no, it's not illusion magic. Okay, so I'm gonna go investigate the grave that they were circling around because I still do not understand.
All right. What are the rest of you doing?
Hal's going to look at the wizard and say, "Are you sure we should be going over there? This seems like a sacred ground of some sort."
We're not going to dig up any of the graves. We're just studying them respectfully.
I'm not going in there.
Okay.
It's
As you look back, you can. Sorry, Ray is also not going in, not because of her own superstitions, but because the goat is absolutely refusing to cross out of the forest and onto the grass.
that is why I'm not
Yeah.
going in.
The animals say no, that's not
They
good.
know.
They do know.
They just call me dumber than a goat.
Yes.
Just your instincts.
You have no natural instincts. Yes,
It's the
exactly. You have no natural
instincts.
instincts.
See,
Dumber
I
than a
don't.
goat.
I don't necessarily have the instincts, but the goat does, and I listen to the goat.
You listen to us. Who told you about the goat?
You wouldn't have known.
It's gonna be a classic case of curiosity killed the wizard.
Yes, maybe. Okay, well, good luck, because I saw the turkeys and they were doing that, and I immediately said no, but you immediately said yes. So what happens here now is up to you, Mr. Wizard. Maybe you should do the hand thing, and then
Well,
that might be good.
it's
What do you mean the hand thing? You mean
the
I don't
sign
know.
language.
Yeah, that thing. I don't know what you're doing with your hands.
talk? Oh my word! Oh, you know what? It's all right. I'll teach you later. I'm sure it's just a big misunderstanding.
No.
This is actually very common.
No, I mean I know the language that you're using with your fingers. I just don't know why
Oh, is
you
he
are
doing that?
speaking and using your fingers at the same time.
I'm a little rusty. I'm trying to brush back up on it
Oh,
so that when I
practicing.
see my brother again, I'll be able to talk with him.
Oh.
Oh, that's very nice.
If you need someone to practice with, I can practice
Oh.
with you. I know what you're saying. Not now, because we're moving
Sure.
away from the weird turkeys. But if you feel like it.
All right.
Phineas has like half a second. Is like, is this a mistake? No. No, I have to
Okay.
know. I have to
Well-
know what's going on.
Good luck. I'm staying.
No knowledge is without risk.
Sure.
He's going to
Put
himself.
that in your wisdom book.
But often it's
Right.
best to learn from others, not yourself.
He's going to
All
get
right,
himself
well,
killed, and
Then I can be a lesson for you.
Bye bye, Mr. Wizard.
How far
All right,
is he
before
gonna
we
be,
go
how far is he
further-
going to be venturing from us if we all stay on the edge?
I am not do that. So if he's gonna go
Probably
in,
only about 35
I'm
feet,
going to roll
40
my
feet.
eyes and grumpily stomp in after him. Don't like people dying.
Nathan, please roll me your portents.
Okay, we got 14 and 17. That's pretty good.
Nice.
I like those.
Okay. All right. With a little lead time, probably about 20 feet, you pass the first mound. There's nothing magical here. Past the second and the third. Are you going over the mounds or kind of weaving between them?
Okay, I'm curious, not stupid. He's going around them.
Okay. Just didn't know if you wanted to test the integrity of the burial sites. You're only about 40 feet from the edge. Ada is right there near the first of the burial mounds. As you get close enough to read the stone, it does not say Harris. I'm so sorry. What it does say is Alman.
Alman. Can I roll history to see whether that name means anything to me?
You most certainly may. You can have advantage because you've studied this.
All right. That's good because one of those was not one. All right, so that's going to be a 16 plus 6 is a 22.
Alman is the leader, one of the generals of the Edron army. This particular person was in charge of the unit that came here in secret down this path all those years ago to wipe out the fort, to end the war. And whatever happened here, his army, the Edron army, was falsely given a victory, and then they say that the ghosts of the Northmen came up and killed them all in the night.
So these people have been dead for, what, hundreds of years?
Yep.
Which means any magic they carried with them should be long since gone. Which doesn't provide me with any more explanation. Yeah, maybe we should leave. But it was around the general. So he is important. He is an important person, but why he wouldn't be important enough to have been protecting his grave for hundreds of years? Like, there's no sense in that unless there are Edrons nearby that are doing it out of some variety of respect. Can you stop trying to eat my shirt?
I'm
you.
assuming
Some
Phineas
variety.
has said all of this out loud. Okay.
Oh yeah, he thinks out loud. He rambles. Yeah.
Well, if he died from ghosts, who buried him?
This is why we shouldn't bury bodies. They're supposed to be burned. You bury them, and it gets weird, and they're turkeys.
I thought you said this isn't normal.
That's why this is not normal. This is why you take a body and you burn it when it dies.
I agree. We do that too.
Maybe it's a mass memorial. Like if they didn't find because they didn't find the bodies, people just disappeared, and there are rumors about ghosts. Is that the gist of it?
The Edron army was wiped out, so the only narrative that survived was from the victor.
Hello. Yes, I love you too.
But there's no history to
Okay.
indicate that any Edrins came along and buried the dead army.
It's not saying it
Right.
couldn't have happened, but it's not something.
It's interesting that like their enemies would have buried them and like put the names up, unless it was some sort of. I guess maybe there's some common respect, or maybe they were gloating, and this is supposed to be a warning. And if this is supposed to be a warning, that's another reason not to be here.
Did you magic check?
I magic checked, and I'm assuming it only showed up the turkeys because it should have shown up anything else, right?
You mean Arcana check?
Okay. A +8. 24.
Yeah, the logic would be there should be some form of protection magic here to keep them in the ground.
Oh. Okay, so there should be magic here. Yes, right. Ward off the ghosts. I really don't know.
What's the next fort? Maybe we should just keep moving then.
But there could also be good resources here. I guess there could be good resources at the next one.
I don't know
What
how
do I
Ray
know about
feels
next
about the
fort?
ghost, but I know Ray wants armor, so checking the fort might be in Ray's interest.
Yeah, if there were, like, the last
That's
known
spooky.
record of this fort was the site of a big war, big battle, so in all likelihood there's maybe some sort of armor left over. And I kind of owe her. She saved my entire bag of books.
So wait, you said that the Idra forces were falsely given the victory? And then
Correct.
They thought they had won, and then they just ended up like suddenly wiped out without any explanation. Like, they were laying siege to the fort. They managed to break inside and found no one
Mhm.
there. But eventually, they're just all the Edrins were found dead.
it could not have been ghosts
Right.
then. Ghosts don't really exist. That means that there had to be soldiers hiding. They might.
Can we do like a history check from our records?
There we go.
It took me a while,
like, hold
but
on.
I got there.
Hal's,
Sorry.
Hal's
I'm
just stuck on who buried them.
Nat
I have-
20, 24,
Wow.
your girl reached her book.
That makes up for my 12.
Another reader, huh?
I spent
Yeah.
a long time in the temple. There's a library there, records, etc. Alright,
I
so let me tell you how the
hated
story
that
really
library.
goes. Yeah, tell me how the story really goes.
Diana has been holding on to some of the secrets here. Beneath this fort, they tunnels. They kept all of their armor and weapons below ground. The fort on top was just a ruse. When they had found that their scouts had alerted them that the Edrin army was coming, they left a few people up top to patrol, and they filled what were essentially mines all throughout this area with their soldiers. So when the Edrin army took the fort, they found it empty. And they partied. They looted the stockhouses, they drank the Norse ale, they got absolutely smashed. And at the full moon, they were slaughtered.
But I can't
Coming
explain
out.
the turkeys.
You have no idea what the turkeys are about. That does not
Okay.
track with the history of this place.
That is a very creative way to win.
You're adopting our accent now.
Sorry.
Be careful there now. You're spending too much time with the Ulrichsen sisters. Yeah, so you're right. There are no such thing as ghosts, but there is such thing as good war tactics, and there are mines underneath here. So yes, they were slaughtered by ghosts because they, could not be seen like a ghost, but they were there, and that's how these people actually died. I cannot explain the giant chickens.
Do you think that they are still
there's
under
a
the fort?
difference between.
What?
Do you think they're still under the fort?
The
north?
chickens?
Either, I suppose.
No, but maybe the weapons. Wizard, what you say?
There's an interesting line between good war tactics and sneaky, underhanded, dishonorable war tactics. But that's probably a discussion for a later date.
Pretty sure whoever ends up writing the history books, those are the good tactics.
Right.
Yeah.
If you win, and that's the one that goes. And it sounds
I
like
mean,
we're-
Sometimes-
Says Phineas's
That's why the-
father.
If you win, you
That's
save
why-
more
that's why
lives
the
with
British
guile.
guy-
Like, this is how it works.
That's why the British got destroyed, because they marched out in nice formation and the Americans hid in the woods and took pot shots at them.
Let me
Not
tell
general
you a
understanding.
story about people, and they made a big wooden horse to sneak into a city, and that's how they won the city. So
Where's the
You
one
heard
by
yourself
being?
say sneak, right?
because you have to
Where's
use
the one by being clever?
the word, yeah. So, but wait, you said the full moon?
Or by overwhelming them with force, which is which is why I was always told was the right way to win, was an overwhelming force and overwhelming power.
Daya, you said there was
What?
a full moon when, yeah, you don't
Oh.
remember it because it sounded
No,
like the
no.
voice of God.
God,
But
yeah.
it was you that said this with all of your
Yes,
wisdom.
obviously, yes, because I read about it. It's in the book.
Do you think these are shifter chickens?
Not what I thought you were going to go with that one. Okay. Imagine though, they're very, very dangerous.
Like, can you imagine? Like, what if? No, but not for real. But do you think?
But
Do you
what if
think maybe it could have been? It could have been the wolves. We know that there used to be more, and that the priestesses would use them. The priests and the priestess would use them for battle.
possible? If that would definitely wipe out an ancient army.
I am just imagining a whole bunch of turkeys gobbling at the full
Yeah,
moon.
exactly. Like they all turn into turkeys at the full moon.
Very scary.
It's terrifying. If I walked into a glen during a full moon and there was a flock of turkeys just gobbling at the moon, I think I would run faster than I would if there were wolves.
Goblin at the
Yeah,
moon.
yeah, no, that's terrifying. No, absolutely no, thank you.
All right, friends, we're gonna take a bio break because it's not. And when we come back, I would like to actually have an actionable plan of what y'all want to do moving forward.
Great.
You don't just like us bullshitting about the turkeys.
I love all of the turkey
Just
nonsense.
minds of turkeys. We are going on bio break. We will be gone for 5 minutes. There will be tunes by Arcane Anthems to keep you busy, a timer so you know how long we are gone, and an ad to keep the pre-rolls away. We will see you soon.
Bye.
And we're back, as promised, with snacks.
I have cheese
Speak
balls.
for yourself.
Ooh.
I'm still rocking my.
Harry Potter goldfish, which are disgusting.
Got a tall glass
I'm
of
sorry,
water.
why are they disgusting?
They taste like butterscotch Teddy Grahams.
They do not. Texture of goldfish. Yes, they do. They have the texture of goldfish, but they taste like a cookie. So I dislike it.
That's weird.
It doesn't mesh the way that
So
it
they're
needed to
like-
mesh.
They're like dessert goldfish?
Yes.
No, they taste and feel
They
like
do
cookies.
not feel like cookies. The mouthfeel is not cookie.
It's a,
That-
it's a
But
Teddy
is
Graham.
it muffin?
No. That also was a problem.
Is it cake?
No. Horrible.
Oh,
I finally had chocolate chip cookies last night and they were wonderful.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I also had
Appreciate
chocolate
you.
chip cookies yesterday.
Twins doing twin stuff.
all right, friends. What you want to do?
I think
Well,
we should. I know that it might be, creepy, but I don't believe in ghosts, and I think that we should visit the fort just in case there might be something there.
this is where we were coming to anyway. We're already inside of it. I don't see why we should let a little superstition stop us, but we should probably be a little cautious.
Right. Especially since the ghosts are people being clever, and the turkeys are probably some magic weirdness that somebody left behind. That's not the spookiest of magic, but that's
Just probably to ward off, intruders who are superstitious. Fortunately, I'm not superstitious, so I cannot be warded off.
right. We're not. We believe in the moon.
Right? I don't believe in unnatural things. I just turn to a wolf every full moon.
Ghost, no way.
You gotta draw the
Werewolf.
line somewhere,
Werewolf, absolutely
Well,
yes. Werewolf.
You won't have
No
any
ghost,
objection
no.
from me. I've never seen a fort like this before, and I've certainly never seen a fort that had massive tunnels under it. So, sounds very exciting.
But have you seen ghosts?
Cannot say I have.
Good. Sensi? Not real.
All
I don't know
right.
why Ada would trust house. Like, yes, this man who has never seen a turkey before hasn't seen a ghost either, so clearly they're fake.
It tracks. It tracks. All right. You extricate yourselves from the grave mound area. And
Could have said graveyard.
And,
it would have been easier.
I could have said graveyard, but it's not graveyard.
Like,
From the turkey trot.
yes.
Burial field. The turkey,
Turkey
trot.
trot.
Yeah.
I love it.
Forever, henceforth, every burial ground I call will be the
No.
turkey trot.
And then the walk to the fort is about a 5-kilometer walk.
There it is. 500 kilometers. Moving along, the goat is very happy to walk with Ray as long as Ray does not bring it anywhere in the direction of the turkey trot. Unfortunately, as you get within about a stone's throw of the fort itself, I'm going to need everyone to make me dexterity saving throws.
$22 for Hal.
How about that? 19.
Just rolling it here for simplicity.
11.
18?
Okay.
The ground begins to shake beneath you as the cracking and splintering of wood is clearly heard. And with a sudden eruption of dust, Diana falls to the ground. Ada, Phineas, and Hal turn and kind of take a quick step back. Ada, I'm likely guessing, grabbing hold of Diana,
Obviously.
to see Ray and the goat vanish into the ground with this "Oop! Meow!" and
The darkies
a-
got her.
and then followed by a very loud thudding and a cloud of rising rotten smoke, dust, dirt, not smoke.
So the tunnels caved in from how old they are.
You can give me a investigation check on that if you like.
Did I get hurt or I'm just Good.
You just fell prone.
Okay.
Ray rolled much more poorly.
All right? I got a 7, so not great.
Said investigation?
Yes. Hal, you can do this check at advantage.
I have a 19.
I can do this at advantage.
Yes, you have carpenter's tools
Ooh,
proficiency.
nice. So what
What did
should
Ada
I
get?
roll investigation at
At 19.
advantage, not carpentry at advantage?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
$11.
On an investigation check?
I rolled a 5,
18.
okay?
Tools coming in clutch.
Nice. Ada, can you repeat one more time? What
Oh,
you got?
me. 8,
Yeah.
19. Sorry.
19. Okay. Hal and Ada, both of them have worked with their various woodsman skills. Hal more in the building of things, Ada more in the carving of things. As you all kind of rush over to see what has happened to Ray and probably the goat, less likely the goat, both of you are able to very quickly see that the wood here was once a trapdoor that opened outward.
Mhm.
And over the past 100 years or two, it had
It
gotten
now opens
overgrown.
more.
And it rotted. And it seems like the 5 of you were the first people to really trod upon this place with enough weight to send it crashing down. As you peer inside, exactly what Diana had feared has happened. The tunnel itself has collapsed in, and there's no sign of Ray here.
Hal is going to shout.
Phineas is like,
Ray, can you hear us?
Smack Hal.
Give me a persuasion. How loud can Hal be?
Don't be
Whoops,
loud.
I just clicked, but I had already rolled, and it was an 18 on the dice. So, dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. 30-20. All right. And everyone make me perception checks to see if you hear Hal.
12.
You hear Hal.
Great.
19.
Diana and Phineas both hear a very small echo as a response coming from somewhere beneath. It's not muffled in the way that somebody who's buried would be. It's echoing. So it's not even necessarily coming from below you, but from somewhere within the fort.
So it's
It was Hal's
Phineas
voice
is kind of on
echoing.
his hands and.
It is not Hal's voice echoing.
Okay.
It is someone else.
Oh. Phineas is kind of on his hands and knees, like he's on thin ice, like trying to spread out his body weight as he goes, and like
Amazing.
peers down the trap door.
It wasn't
Like
familiar, or is it hard to tell if it's Ray or not?
It's just really hard to tell, but it was a direct like call and response
Okay.
to Hal.
Can I use my long sword and my light spell to kind of like flashlight the area.
Absolutely. So doing so, you drop some light down in there, and you peer around. It's pretty fully collapsed. It wasn't necessarily meant to do this, but you see that the structural beams here were wooden. So you're actually kind of lucky that more of this tunnel didn't collapse.
When you cast your light spell, Hal's jaw visibly drops. He got a nat 1 on his deception check. He is
It's a good thing I'm not
he is
paying
utterly
attention.
shocked by the fact that you were able to do that.
Even
Oh,
though we've
that's
seen
fair.
Phineas do it multiple
Oh
times.
yeah, no, he's a
Try
wizard.
your
That's
stuff.
different.
That's wizard. Okay.
I've turned into animals before your eyes. This one is easy.
I didn't know you could do that.
Okay.
All right, Phineas, you are prone. You are sprawled. You are doing what?
I'm looking to see if there's any way for us to climb down, like looking for a ladder or a rope hanging down in there, or I don't know, footholds that we can try and climb down the walls, or like a safe way in to find Ray.
How far does it
Um,
look?
It looks like it's only about 10
Oh.
feet, so you could jump in, but it
Oh.
is all rubble here. With Diana's light in there, you're able to see like the remnants of like a very rotted hemp rope, and maybe some of those like they weren't even well made. They're just sticks that created a rope ladder. So the way is blocked unless you have magic or a few hours to dig out here.
What about the
Is
cat?
your takeaway?
I mean, put her in the cat to the lock. You know, you're a little cat.
No?
No?
Sadie, if we find a like gap that I can peek through, maybe I could pop her to the other side if there's a little gap in the rubble. But other than that, like I don't.
There has to be another entrance further in or something. It
Yeah.
Probably in the fort.
would not make much sense to just have.
Well, I guess we
Tunnel
better
that
just
leads to
hope
nowhere.
that she's on the side that's towards the fort and not further from the fort.
So she fell through, and then the rubble collapsed like on top of like where she fell into. Is that the gist of it?
Correct.
Okay.
But well, I guess with the echoing, we
Hmm.
could somewhat safely assume that she's on the fort side of the cave-in.
Also
Okay.
correct.
Well, we should not shout, but say down. Maybe Ray can hear us. Tell her that we're gonna try to go in the fort and through, because that. I feel like that would be the easiest way to get to them.
But no shouting. You might
I concur.
wake up the turkeys.
Okay, no shouting. Should I go down there to tell her? I guess I should if I'm not shouting.
Never mind. You know what? I think she'll figure it out. We're going to go into the fort. Go keep going this way, and we will find her again. And the goat. Sorry,
goat.
George.
Mr. Shrub.
Mr. Shrub.
Okay, Ray. Not shouting, but I'm saying it very careful. We're gonna go around. Okay. Okay.
I love you.
Careful.
George!
Don't die.
George, be safe! If you're starving,
Hi.
you can eat George.
Don't do that though, because you don't have a fire.
I don't know what powers you have. You might have fire powers.
Or what lizards
Fuck.
like to eat.
No, she's a snake. She could eat them raw.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Very viable
I eat raw
options.
goats.
All
Alright,
of the above.
Carefully to the fort, 1 foot in front of the other, and maybe spread out.
All right. I am redistributing your line Um, so, Peter, I don't know if you've got the D&D Beyond up on the stream, but we are coming in from the right-hand side.
I think I would like to lead the way in rather than Phineas here because I don't need his map, but I am nervous that he's going to hurt himself.
Fair enough. Honestly, fair enough.
She doesn't care.
All right.
She cares so hard.
She cares so hard.
Hal's definitely not leading because he doesn't lead missions like this. The other monks did that. He was support.
It's okay. Ada's got it.
All right. As you approach, you can see how this whole fort has kind of sunk into the ground some. It was probably once 12 to 20 feet tall in some places. At this point, if Ada jumped, she could see over and in some of these walls. A lot of the walls have been broken, whether it's from falling trees or rain or maybe a renegade bear or an angry owl bear or were turkeys. You're not really sure what necessarily has done the damage here. But there are still palisades, there are still pikes. If you were on the run, you feel like you could probably hole up here and be fairly defensible for at least a period of time, depending on what you were running from.
Well, it's a good thing that three of us are on the run.
Moving ever closer, you don't necessarily hear anything yet. The first section of the fort that you come across is enclosed. Even though it has sunken and faded into the ground, there's some light that streams in from above, but most of what you see as you kind of get closer to this almost log cabin style fortress, you can see in little bits. There are windows that have been barricaded, and from where you are, there are no doors to the outside. So if you'd like to try and break your way in or climb your way up and over or continue on, it does look like the fort is two habitable buildings with some sort of maybe a killing ground in the middle, because that's where the gate itself is.
Does anyone have a preference where we look?
You know more about this than I do.
That is not encouraging, Halcyon. I guess I will do a little investigation check on this killing grounds.
Out of everyone, it is kind of Ada's specialty here.
Yeah. Investigation, however, is not my specialty ever. +2.
It's more than mine.
Oh. Hey!
All right.
That's not great. That's a 14. Never mind. I just was about to add my perception check, even though, yeah, no.
Well, I will investigate with you. It probably won't be great. Let's see. Like I said, it was a nat 1, so it's a 3.
Good.
There it is. Looking in, it's really not hard to peer in at this point because of the way that these walls have sunken and shifted. Ada just kind of puts a hand to one of these large logs and peers around, and she sees right in the center of these killing grounds a very strange and out of place cauldron.
Cauldron, boil me.
It is probably big enough to fit Phineas inside. It's sitting on a pile of large rocks. And there's fire coming from the rocks.
fire coming from the rocks, or the rocks are surrounding the fire like a fire pit?
The rocks seem to be the way a normal fire would function with wood.
Ah. But I just thought jet fuel didn't melt steel beams. I don't know.
There's no smoke.
There's no smoke. Phineas, can you come here?
Okay.
What, you do like a magic thing where you can look and see what the fuck is happening there.
How long do we have? There's going to be a recurrent theme of how long do we have to figure this out?
I will give you all the time that you need right now.
Okay.
This is
So we're
still
gonna
within
spend-
10 minutes of your casting.
Oh,
so as
great.
long as you can
Okay. Fabulous.
you haven't casted anything else, right?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What is that?
So you peer in. Do you want to give me an investigation check as you try and
Sure. Investigations +6.
Oh, damn.
18.
okay. The cauldron is not magical. It's just existing.
Just vibing.
The rocks are also not magical. The fire is an illusion. Moreover, you see three illusions kind of moving and rotating around this cauldron. You don't see anything.
More
Okay.
dreams.
Three illusion, but so I can see like just kind of like three aura, like illusion auras going
Exactly.
around it, but I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're small. They're not like huge or large or even person sized, but
So we got like little spectral turkey-ish
Turkey ghosts?
things. The flames aren't real.
They're not.
well, that depends on do you believe illusions can be real or not?
I don't believe illusions can hurt me.
Oh, good. I can't wait
No,
to use that.
no. Did not like that. No, thanks, Robert.
Okay.
Daya, could you squirrel for me, please? And
want me to
check out.
Go in
I
there.
want you to. I feel like it would just be sneakier to be a squirrel in this case.
He has a cat, though. You can see through the eyes of the cat.
He does have a cat. Wizard, send your cat.
Hey, snap Sadie.
I get hurt over there, I become me, but over there, if the cat goes, the cat dies, and whoop,
Exactly.
there goes the
I,
cat.
I forgot about
Where
that.
would you
Yeah.
like Sadie to
You know
be?
what? I'll let her know that you said that. She'll appreciate that a lot.
Sorry, cat. I'm
Did
just
you
being
just-
realistic.
Do you just plop her over the wall, or where would you like Sadie to appear?
Yeah, let's plop her over the wall and see what she finds. This was
As
Diana's
she,
idea. Before you get snarky at me,
Sorry, cat.
she's gonna say both of you owe me. And as soon as her paws touch the dirt of the killing grounds, Phineas, you see the three racing auras stop and turn to her.
okay. I want her to pace and see if they follow her, if they just like pivot to keep looking where she is.
She starts moving a little bit along the wall, and You watch as, for the first kind of few steps, they almost seem frozen in their tracks. They don't vanish the way they did in the graveyard. After she moves maybe 5 or 6 feet, they begin to slowly, all 3 of them, creep towards her, keeping themselves between her and the cauldron. She sees nothing.
Okay. Interesting. So the illusions are following her, but she doesn't see them. But I know they're there. These illusions are very strange. I do not understand their purpose.
Are they like guards?
If she goes back towards where they were circling, so she's gonna walk towards where they were circling, what happens?
Ominous silence.
Does a 17 hit
Oh,
her?
damn.
You know what? I'm going to assume yes. Yeah, AC is 12.
All right. She's going to take 2 damage.
Hi.
And Ada, Diana, and Phineas, all of you were watching as, out of nowhere, this 1.5 foot tall man appears with a club and just bludgeons this cat, and the cat puffs in a shower of smoke and stuff, and then in basically the same like half second, he's gone again.
See, you wanted that to be me?
No, I'm so sorry I suggested this.
Sorry about your cat, but that's why.
What was that? Can I
Does he want,
what check do I make for that?
does he want berries and cream?
I'll take Arcana or Nature or maybe
What the
History?
Fuck.
Religion. You know, just about any of those could apply here.
Phineas gets like a quick mental image of the cat flipping him off as she disappeared.
I got a 3. Not a single one of the monk stories involved this kind of creature.
18!
That is
19.
very-
19 on my religion check.
18
Nice.
on my history. Or nature, rather. They're all +0.
That's a pretty good roll.
Damn it, that was only a 14 on my Arcana.
We'll make it up to the cat. That's
Based on your Arcana, you're going to label this creature as Fey. What
Okay.
kind of Fey? You have no idea. But it definitely seems up to no good. If at least mischief. Diana and Ada, both of you have heard bedtime stories of these trickster creatures. They don't come out often, and they're rarely seen, and they are creatures of fortune, creatures of luck.
They're leprechauns.
They're leprechauns. The problem is, you never know whether you actually are given an omen or a blessing. You've heard both stories, that some people have dealt with leprechauns and were cursed for the rest of their life with bad luck. Other people claim that they got some sort of boon from capturing them and bartering with them.
Well, now I know what we're dealing with here. We have the little turkeys. It was this guy.
Oh.
This little leprechaun.
Do you think
fake.
he might be
Right,
nice?
remember
Maybe he
that?
needs a friend.
Probably not.
No.
Do you think he saw her all alone?
Probably.
He
but by
probably,
choice.
yes, prefers it that way.
Oh.
He's gonna. If we want to keep investigating further, he's gonna cause us trouble. But Ray's stuck under this building, so
So we have to go deal with him.
we might need to talk to him. But he might want either a trade or a trick or some sort of thing. Just
Maybe we
It's
can give
probably
him some
be
goat.
really annoying.
Does he eat goat, do you think?
I don't know.
Perhaps. Well, he is 1 foot
Okay.
tall, and I am at least 5. So I
And
am
you
not
could
a
be
foot-
bigger. So
I could be bigger. So I'm not
Oh,
afraid.
alright.
Into the
I-
killing ground.
Let's go then.
I feel a need to roll to figure out what Phineas knows about Faye before I just metagame any of this.
You're welcome to roll. Phineas is going to know, like, you're able to conjure a familiar, and you know that's a Fae spirit.
Right.
If you want. So you have a general understanding that Fae are from the Feywild, that they are frequently tricksters, that they work with bargains, and
don't tell them your name.
they've got a very that does come off with as more of a superstition than
Okay.
any fact that you've found as far as facts about Fae. Not saying it's not true, just yeah,
Harder to
Okay.
prove.
All right.
harder to prove.
The 23 Arcana for those who are playing along at home. So
Nice.
not too shabby.
So with that, there are Fae who will steal your name. Just like Diana said, bargains and contracts are a very big deal. Every Fae has a weakness, and they usually will use trickery to get around that weakness. So if you are able to figure out the weakness of the leprechaun, you should be able to exploit it. And if you fail, well, it'll exploit you.
Do you think it would like a little wood carving? I could make a little fox, or I could try to make one that looks like it. That way I would have a friend.
Make a turkey.
I could make a turkey. I've only seen it once, so it might not be very good though.
It's very easy. Children learn how to do it by putting their hands on walls, and then
Oh.
they draw a little.
Before
little
we go in there,
Fascinating.
I'm going to have to ask you to not give him the information, any information.
Don't tell him your name.
No name,
That seems wise.
not my name, not who I'm betrothed to, who you like to tell everyone about this information. Not that she's Wolf Girl. No information.
How?
But we
can
don't want to lie
How
to
can
them
we get
either.
him to trust us if we don't tell him anything?
Tell him you're a traveler. It's the truth.
Truth, but without
I
details.
see.
Yes.
Yes.
No details.
So it's a ruse, like we
Right.
did when we were traveling.
Exactly right. If we want to pretend we're those people again, that would be fine.
You should consider it more of a transaction than a trust building exercise.
Right.
The wizard
Anything
is
you
right.
give, you should expect something in return.
So if I give him a present, he would give us a present.
Make him agree.
I think we lost
Oh
Nathan.
no.
Nathan froze.
The wizard said make him a gur.
He's
don't
got
know
quite a
what that's-
grimace too.
Wizard,
But
are
they-
you
The
there?
leprechaun. No, the
Oh
leprechaun.
my god, the leprechaun got him.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
Like, internet?
Make
Where
him
did
a
you
what?
go? Make him agree before you give him anything.
Agree agree.
Oh, not the girl.
So we get him to agree that if I give him a present, he'll help us find our friend.
Hal,
But I
I'm
can't say
going
our
to
friend's
give you
name.
the best. Hal,
What?
I'm about to give you advice or you have heard before. Do not talk until one of us asks you to.
It's gonna be really funny when one of
He
us know-it-alls fucks us up.
He pauses and thinks for a second and he nods and smiles.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good. Now we're on the same page here.
There you go. I'll lead the way in.
Oh.
I
The
hope you
gate
know
is
that
locked.
Hal is not going to speak until he's told to speak. No matter what happens.
Great. Does anyone have lockpicking?
Can I break it? Like, I mean, here's
Absolutely. Give me an athletics
yeah,
check.
because like I'm thinking this is not a that's +5. Ha! 25.
Yo. Broke it.
Welcome to St. Patty's
Yeah,
Day.
Ada just full on kicks open the door, and there it is. Like, yeah.
Now you know
Yeah,
how it felt to be
the-
Nina for a moment.
Yep.
Yeah, the wooden bar that had been holding the two wooden gates in place just shatters, splinters flying all over, and the gates actually fall down and fall inward, creating this huge cloud of dust. And for a moment, you actually see 3 invisible figures
How do I see
That
the
all seem to-
invisible figures?
because they're covered
Oh!
in dust.
Like what we did with the vampire. I mean, I don't know that, but I know that. Sorry. Do the figures. Hello.
Each one of them kind of pulls out a stick and points it at you. One of them steps forward. Ooh, I can actually move all of you over here. One of them steps forward. It happens to be the one that got rid of Sadie. And points. No trespassing!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that anyone lived here.
Now you do. Go away.
We are looking for a goat.
Goats don't live here.
You have not seen any?
No.
Well, we are going to look for the goats, and then we'll.
Hal is so happy to be here right now. Hal will dig out one wolf and one fox and just hold them up without speaking. And Hal just nods. Hal is going to pull the red flower out of his ear and look at it for a second and then hold it forward. He hesitates. Well, a very special person gave this to me, and it does mean a lot to me. But the goat does mean, well, it's more practical. So I would trade this for the goat. And they're taking his flower. Okay.
The three of them kind of exchange a glance. And They then like kind of pull over to the side and huddle. Does anyone speak Sylvan? Read the text of what you have to do to comprehend languages before you get too excited. I can't remember if it's audible or only written. Okay, so you could hear. You missed the first probably 5 or 6 seconds of their conversation. But then Phineas starts to hear, we can find a soul. Souls are valued. If we could catch a soul and put it in a coin, we could trade that with the devil. There's a lot of coins available. We could make so much money off of a known soul. What do we pay her? And the three of them turn back. We'll do it. They'll definitely see you cast a spell. But yes, you could. Count your words. Oh yeah, this isn't sending.
He's literally dead. I don't think there is a soul. He's dead and was like only a month in my womb. I will want.
The little leprechaun walks
if I
up
give
and
this-
holds up a hand.
If I give this to you, I don't want to have to look for my friend or the goat, and I want armor for my friend. I want to see my friend and my goat returned immediately here to me without having to look, and I want armor for her.
We don't have your friend. We would have to go find her.
Yes.
We can't do that immediately.
What is so important? Your turkeys?
No, like, you're saying immediately.
Just immediately you go find friend.
Find her, bring her back. Good to go.
Frankly, Ada is just
They all just kind of like,
Ada's just kind of afraid that Hal's gonna get lost going to look for Ray and the goat, and she doesn't like the idea of splitting the party at all. So, and she doesn't want anybody else to have to give up things. Yes, and you may not trick or charm them or hurt them.
I mean, what if she doesn't want to come?
Then you will tell her that her companions have called her You know what? No. Hal will go with you. And then that will solve that. Damn it!
Okay. And they all just kind of exchange a quick glance, and the one that was kind of friendly towards Hal kind of goes up to him and offers a little hand up to hold his finger, to be honest.
Hal immediately accepts, and
You're going to have to stoop.
that's okay.
Like,
He will stoop to allow him to hold his finger.
And I will
And,
Ada will lean down to the other, the one who was doing the bartering, and she will whisper, Bjorn.
You have this sudden feeling in your heart of emptiness as the name is taken from you. And we will discuss if it is the memory as well.
No.
So,
Go get my friend.
So now
And-
this 6 foot
Hal-
monster is following these 1 foot leprechauns.
Only two are going with Hal. One is staying up here to watch all of you. And they lead Hal into a room. They open the door. They use a little bit of magic as they kind of like wave their sticks at the door, and you watch as a spectral hand appears, turns the creaky old wooden doorknob, door pull thing, and just kind of yanks open the door, and they vanish into the dark. Hal, give me a survival check.
16 on the dice. Or what is my survival skill? +3, so 19.
19. You're able to keep track as they bring you into a room, bring you around a corner, down a set of stairs, down another set of stairs, and then your feet hit the floor, and you realize that you're now walking on dirt. So you're not too far underground at this point, but you realize that you're in just a very simple cellar. And as they bring you over to a wall, they kind of tap 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 tap, bonk, and they say, "You gotta push here,
He will
big strong person."
he will push where they tell him to push.
Give me an athletics check, because it is not a simple push.
That is a 10.
That is enough. They just literally can't make this. You strain, you push, and the stone grinds. It was invisible to your eyes. This was actually a very exceptionally well-made secret passage. And as you grind it open, you find yourself in kind of a room full of forks. There's about 7 to 10 passages as you're just quickly looking around. It's very dark down here, other than the little amulets that each of them kind of are wearing to give a little bit of light.
Are they 4-leaf clovers?
Obviously. Come on. And they're made of emeralds, like. So, and you start picking up on shadows. You do hear the sound of footsteps, and you hear this kind of like braying, but it's very soft, very faint, coming probably from that way.
Hal is
They start
currently trying to
pulling you
decide
along.
if he was allowed to speak or not.
I was gonna say before he went through the door, Diana was gonna be like, Hans, husband. And then just leave it at that.
I don't think this is the sign language for quiet, but it's.
It was a reminder too when we use their secret names. So
To not speak.
Mm.
That he's gonna keep his mouth shut.
And they start dragging you forward. And as you get kind of closer, the dim little light that their emeralds are shining shows you there's 10 here. There are 10 different tunnels. 2 of them seem to be collapsed in already. And then the one that you're going down, you can see that there's dust in the air from whatever has happened down there. Further and further they pull you. I assume you're not even resisting at this
Nope.
point. About every
He's
10 feet,
completely in their
there
hands,
are these.
totally trusting.
Yep. I love that we trust the Fae this year, this season. Every 10 feet, there are wooden pillars that kind of go straight up and straight over and create a fairly square tunnel. Hal's pretty sure that if he gave any one of these even the slightest kick, the whole thing would fall down around him. And after just 2 or 3 minutes of barely even winding, it's mostly straight, you do find yourself seeing Ray as she is trying to save the goat whose legs are pinned under some of the rubble.
Trying to think of how he's going to approach without speaking. I guess he's just gonna walk up
You know what?
and try to
You-
not be quiet necessarily, so that Ray will hear him coming, so that she can look.
Does he have his vial?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said anything about singing, buddy boy.
I don't think he's that clever yet.
Damn it.
Right? He's like, ah.
Wisdom saving throw!
and this is exactly why Diana was like, don't say anything. No words, none. He's so
as you
cute,
get
though.
as you get close enough to see her, she hears you and she turns her head, and you can see she had just gotten the goat dug out and kind of picks it up and looks at you strangely.
He's just gonna wave happily and then just, motion for her to come emphatically. And then he'll also point to the little leprechauns and just be like,
as you point to the leprechauns, you don't see anything.
So then he frowns to himself, confused, scratches his head, and then waves for her to come anyway.
And friends, it's 10 o'clock. I am not going to play Kat's character for her, so we will grab some armor on the way out. Hopefully.
We better. I just did a very emotional thing. I need to get a reward for this.
Hal's gonna need a new flower. We'll have to see how Diana feels about Hal's description of the flower's importance.
Yeah, at this point, like, Diana is holding Ada's hand. She knows that was an emotional moment, but she's also panicking because she said the golden retriever, not her boyfriend, into this tunnel with things that are definitely going to try to trick him. And she's like, oh my god, I'm never going to see him again. Oh my god, I'm never going to see him again.
Well, I will never see my son
okay,
again
so-
either, so,
So, what was Diana prepared to try and offer the leprechauns?
Oh, it was unfortunately going to be the fox because she was going to be like, he could make me another one. He has a backup right there. Because anything
And I
else.
think,
Mm-mm.
and I don't know if it was going to work, but Phineas was going to try to give them a story. Maybe a fake story, maybe a made up story, but a story nonetheless.
I love that.
Yeah, I think if push came to shove, the only other like valuable thing that Hal has is his vial.
I couldn't think of anything valuable enough, but would also not like leave us less equipped. So I was trying to like, what would be important to Ada? Oh yeah, this.
Yeah, like I was going down my inventory list. I'm like, I'm not giving up my spell book. I'm not giving up my other spell book. I could make up a story about how sentimental and important some other book I have is. But like, other than that, it's like random ass like
Yes.
equipment and my cloak, which I'm definitely
When in
not
doubt,
giving up.
lie to the Fae.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is why I
Ada
settled on
did consider
story,
giving
which would have
a.
technically been true.
Ada considered giving a fake name of her dead son, because who's gonna fact check that? Nobody knows except for in her brain what the baby's name was. Yeah, like how do you
Yeah.
fact check that? Can't Wikipedia
They
that.
automatically, you
know.
can't lie to them.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
knew that, so she did it. She did the thing.
The other
It
option.
might have been
I
a really
mean-
stupid thing, but hopefully it gets us armor for Rey, and I know that she really wanted that. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Other things like you could have traded your birthrights.
I don't have
I mean,
any.
you know, I was a
No.
prince, and then I gave it to the Fae.
That's true.
So there's definitely some unique things that if you come across more Fae, or really want to try and get a boon out of them,
Yeah.
there's some opportunity here.
I have a cloakpin that Ada made up. I wasn't going to do that. And I have a dagger that, like, Jan gave her, and she wasn't going to do that. So.
Yeah, that's where I really wanted to take the flower and destroy it, so you knew what was the cost here.
Right, it was like, it's going to be the little fox. He'll make another one. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, I just had a really interesting idea. I don't know
that I was going
how-
to actually take the fox form away from her if she gave up the fox?
Ooh.
No.
Anyway,
No,
see you next Monday.
my interest.
Watch your words.
And goodness, I don't know how I'd roleplay this. Is like, what if Phineas gave up his voice, or like he knows sign language? What if he gave up his voice or his hearing? But that could be both really interesting and a huge pain in the ass.
Yep.
And it's a concept I feel like works great in a TV show and is going to be hell on me to try and play out.
Also, how do somatic
in a
spells
D&D
work if you
campaign.
can't speak?
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, if you were mute, you wouldn't be able to do verbal spell components. You'd have to take a feat that allows you to remove verbal spell components. But there are plenty of spells that don't have verbal spell components.
Just thought
So,
about-
like,
Diana
I'm feeling very-
asshole moment.
Okay.
I'll give you the name of my betrothed. It's very important.
my one true love.
That one. It's very important.
Now I kind of want to start considering what would happen if Hal gave up his birthrights. Not that he would have any concept of doing that, but we can think about that, Rob, later.
There you go. All right.
Man,
so
I'm
this was
gonna have
fun,
to
y'all.
kick
I love
this
playing with the
idea
Fae.
around, yeah.
This is not a Fae heavy game, so do not expect to have too
Just
many
for St.
Fae
Patty's Day.
That's
opportunities.
probably for the best.
It was just a St. Patty's Day thing.
Fae,
Yeah.
Fae are too dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when Riv kind of got like involved with the
Sugar
Fae
daddy.
there.
That was fun.
That was fun times.
Oh man. All right.
Clear,
Alrighty.
get us out of here.
Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week, hopefully with a full cast, and we can figure out what happens next. Until then, have a great week. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.